Hello everyone! Today on the 12th of May is my birthday, so I have decided to save up about 80 of event resource chests and let's see what I have got as presents, quote unquote. Nicely done! Okay, now on with the video. And so, since today is a somewhat special day, I would like to talk to you about special ants. Now let's start with the first fact about special ants, which is not all special ants can be obtained through special hatch. Now what do I mean by this? So if you, for example, click on the star here, you will notice a list of orange special ants, purple, blue, and green. But have you noticed another additional thing? For example, if you click on an orange ant and start scrolling through the list of what special ants you can obtain, you will notice that eventually you will come back to the special ant from which you have started to scroll in the first place. Also, after doing this, you might notice that not only some orange ants are missing on this roster, but also the purple and the blue ones as well. So the first fair question you might ask yourself is, well, how do I get the special ants that are not here on the list? Well, sadly or luckily for you, I have an answer to that question. So one of the first methods is if you again click the special nest and click fragment. Here you will see that there are 5 fragments of ants that cost a different amount of eggshells. Notice that here you will see the time on which the roster will change. But from my personal experience, the only thing that will change here is the special orange ant. Now, just for the sake of the video, let's try to buy 5 fragments of a thorn ant fragment and see what happens. Okay, so I just bought 5 fragments, and where you can find them is if you click special ant, fragments, and here you will see all the special ant fragments that you have earned either through buying them using the eggshells or getting the second stage of events called colony action, which you can see is the reward right here. Each time it changes, so keep an eye out for this. Okay, so one of the other facts I have actually learned while doing this video. Because check this out, if I click station, military affairs, you'll see that I have these 3 ants, Texas turtle, bright blue ant, and the strobe ant. After them I got a little bit confused and went to check the roster. And so, to my surprise, I found out that it is impossible to hatch them, even through the supreme hatch eggs. Which is actually a pretty big deal, you know why? Because look, for example, if I scroll a bit up, you will see here 1, 2, 3, 4 lines of ants and 3 more at the bottom of the 5th one. However, if we go, for example, to an advanced hatch and check the roster there, here you will notice 2 things. The first one is that here you see only 3 lines and 3 ants on the 4th one. But also, unlike in Supreme Hatch, you will see green special ants, which the Supreme one, as you can see, does not have. And this immediately brought me up to the idea that I am hatching the special ants only during Thursdays. And now my theory is that only during Thursdays you will have the military ants that you have seen in my station available only during Thursdays. So keep an eye on that too. Okay, so in order for me to not return to the special ant hatch building again, I will show you another feature, which is quite simple, but for some reason is neglected by most people, which is the, of course, information button. So here you can actually see the percentage of what kind of ant or item will be hatched through one hatch or another. At this point you might be pretty depressed and think that there is no other way to earn the orange ants that are not in the roster, and can only be achieved through the time-limited hatch packs that cost some money or by gaining the Special Ant Growth Plan, which is actually something that I recommend to do if you're willing to donate to the game. But after playing for some time in this game, I have learned that there are actually a bit other ways on how to get the Crimson Special Ant and the ants that can boost your honeydew production. However, this method may be achievable only after the first War of Kings event, because after this, here's what will happen. In any of your class buildings, you will see a tab that is called Class Feature. As I said before, you will have access to it only during the first War of Kings event, and after this, look at what happens. Here you can already see 15 fragments of the giant ant destructor. From the herder side and from the raider's side, you can see the crimson healer fragment. Now, I have made some calculations and it brought me to the fact that you can gain 2 of these special ants each. And how I did this is pretty easy. I just scrolled through all of the 200 levels, I think. Let's check real quick. Yeah, 200 levels. But sadly, the same is not true for the cultivator class. But we will be discussing class features and class levels more in my future videos. Okay, so we have learned that not all special ants can be obtained through special nest hatching, what are the percentages and stuff like this. So now I want to talk to you about where and how to obtain the eggs. Well, let's start by again this special nest. Each day you will have the opportunity for a free hatch of 1 supreme hatch, 1 advanced hatch, and 3 normal hatches in total. These free hatches do not consume your eggs, so you can hatch away. But remember, all the eggs that you have accumulated you will want to save for the Thursday Hatching Colony Action event. And why is that? You can see in my previous videos. But besides this, there is also a way to do this with the help of your alliance. For example, if you click here, Salary, here on the 260 you will see 3 primary eggs. And on the 500 you will see a secondary egg. This may not seem as much, but in the long run, if you save them for a whole week, oh boy, you'll get some nice amounts of eggs to hatch for sure. Now, about the rarest of eggs, the orange one, you can achieve through the strongest war zone on the 3rd level, but only if you have war zone rewards from 1 to 3rd tier. If through the evolution you will gain war zone rewards from 4 to 6, you will no longer have the option to gain this egg. But this is not that important because there's also another way, which is through the events in the benefit tab. The most obvious one is through the daily rewards. Here you can see 1 secondary egg and 2 primary eggs. The Underground Empire is pretty self-explanatory. Through reaching some levels of the Queen you will get a fixed amount of some tertiary eggs. But also here you will see some events that will most likely in the last stage reward you with another tertiary egg. Right now for me it's Project Guardian. Also there's one method that not all people use because either they don't want to waste their time or they are too shy or they just don't read, is if you click the Ant Studio. Here you will see a couple of mails, and from time to time Fairy gives you these small but nice rewards. Here you can see 1 secondary egg, 500 diamonds and stuff like this, if you do some simple actions. Anyway, I feel that the video for now is going to be far too long, and because there are so much more topics that I want to talk about concerning special ants, I will be making a whole series about them. Probably there will be 2 or 3 videos in total. Later about special ants we will be covering their skills, what special ants are there, and maybe some combat tactics concerning military ants. So stay tuned for all of this, but until then, thank you for watching, hope you enjoyed it and learned something new, and as always, goodbye!